What up gamers, my name is Noble and welcome back to the channel. And guys, today I am finally getting to something I've been wanting to do for weeks now, and that is an ESO Forum Fridays. That's right, every single Friday we are going to be talking about something from the Elder Scrolls Online forums, and this is meant to just generate discussion on various topics that the community has brought up. So guys, if this is something that you want to see more of, if you want to, submit topics or anything like that we can bring up here on a Forum Friday, smash the like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss a single video, especially for a Forum Fridays if you're interested, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see from more of these videos. But guys, without further ado, we're going to jump in to our first post in Forum Fridays, and that is discussing the topic of compensation when things break in game. I will put the post on the screen, but I will read it here for you quickly. Over the last few weeks, we have felt the pains in our own ways: crashes, broken quests, reset skills, light attacks, etc. Is it fair to ask we be compensated in some way for our grievances? Now guys, I do not necessarily have a problem with the post at all. I do believe it is a valid question, or at least a lot of people would find this to be something, worth asking, but I personally do not think this should be something that companies do when things happen like this. I'll explain myself in a second, because I want to dive a little bit deeper. But what I actually took issue with this post, what got me, a little bit like, wow, that's kind of annoying, is how many people have said yes to, this poll. It was yes, no, and other. But yes is far, above the, charts in terms of more people have voted yes than no. And this is why I think we shouldn't really be compensated for those types of things. So we all have some kind of subscription service outside of ESO. Technically internet is a subscription, if you will, but it's something we pay monthly on, right? And when our internet goes down for a day or maybe 2 days, yes, we'll call into Comcast or whoever your internet provider is. We'll, see what's going on, and they'll send a tech out, and eventually they'll get it fixed. And unless it's something that is a, awful problem that takes forever to fix, we're not gonna get, any kind of bonus for, our 2 days lost, right? And that's kind of how I feel about being rewarded or compensated in a way for bugs and things in game. Now, don't get me wrong, it is super frustrating to be a part of, crashes and dungeons as of right now, broken quests, having your skills reset, and the light attack weaving, not working. But imagine if every time something went wrong, ZOS was dishing out some kind of, hey, we're sorry this happened, reward or something, because I just think it opens up the floodgates. And I think that there are enough people, you could make the argument that not everyone who, probably said yes or no to this poll is playing the game every day. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But if you don't have time to play the game for 3 days, you're not going to demand 3 days worth of subscription time back. You won't do it. I get it. It's a little bit of a different, circumstance, because you actually didn't have time to play versus you're logging on and what you want to do is unavailable to you due to a bug or so on or so forth. I get that there's a difference there, but it's kind of the same thing. If you don't get, if you don't log on for a week, you're not going to demand a week's worth of, sub back. Now, if the game is down, if the game was completely down and no one could play, I could definitely see a strong case to be made for some kind of compensation in that area alone. And that is an extreme. That doesn't happen to, games like this very often. And I think it's like I said in the beginning, a slippery slope to, potentially start saying, hey, we're sorry, this bug has been in the game for a couple weeks, here's 500 crowns. That's not something I really would want to see happen in ESO. I just think there are other things that they could focus their time on, because there's always going to be crashes, broken quests, sets, and skills that aren't really working. Hopefully they fix the light attack weaving soon, but there's always going to be something like that in these games. And so I understand maybe in some instances, like the crashes is actually pretty bad, but like you aren't going to be completely locking out of the game because something's unplayable. Maybe you are. Maybe you're the kind of person who only does one thing in this game, and if that one thing is bugged or not working, therefore you kind of have lost some playing time because the thing you want to play isn't available because of all the problems it has. There's probably a couple of you out there. But I just find it crazy that a lot of people are agreeing or saying, yes, we should be compensated for our time, or our grievances, I should say. I don't necessarily consider that, a grievance. It happens. These games are huge, and something that should be, it should go without saying, and it was mentioned in one of the replies on this post, is we're living in difficult times, and it will take longer to sort things out than usual, but accountability and professionalism should not take a backseat to the customers who have purchased the game and pay monthly subscriptions. I completely agree that accountability and professionalism shouldn't, take a backseat. I don't think the problems with ESO right now is a lack of accountability or professionalism. I think it's a lot to do with what they have to work with right now. Everyone is at home. Not everyone is able to do what they normally would do. So obviously these things are going to take more time. Greymoor had like a 2-week delay, and that was it. We're in unprecedented times here, guys. So to want some kind of compensation for this, I just think it's in poor taste. That might be a little bit strong, but that's just how I feel about it. I would not even ask anyone to, what would that compensation look like, honestly? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what would that be? 500 crowns? Would it be a motif for free or something? Like what would be sufficient in this case? I have no idea, and that's something I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. So let me know what you think should be, a reward or, restitution, if you will, for these kinds of things. But again, this is an MMO, guys, and it's going to have these bugs and glitches and stuff all the time. But I think as a whole, ESO is in a good spot. Cyrodiil aside, there will always be things like this, and I think it opens a bad can of worms to start, giving people these things. I don't know. I just don't agree. And even if you get something, from the developers, it still leaves the game in the exact same state. I would prefer that, more people get hired that are more experienced. This is from another user here on the forums, with general testing and more people in general, so more bugs are fixed before making it live. Like, that is more important than being compensated, I think. But guys, I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think we should get something for when these, game-breaking bugs happen? Especially right now in the times that we are in. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let's get a discussion going in the comment section. But if you enjoyed this, want to see more Forum Fridays, then you want to smash the like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode or any other ESO videos that I put out. But guys, it's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Noble, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.